Growing up, I was a rather active kid. I spent most of my time being more outside than inside. I remember my mom even looking outside at the balcony and looking at the other kids play in the neighborhood and would tell me to go play outside with them. As the good kid I was, I listened and I would leave my home and play and join with the kids outside and have fun. I wouldn't necessarily say I minded as it worked very well for me as being at home wasn't much fun anyways. Not the best home situation and many fights and arguments would happen that I didn't really like hearing over or overhearing. What I used to do was either just go find something to go do outside or just distract myself with an online game like YA or Miniclip. For those of you who know, of course. As around the age of 13 was when I got my first phone. It wasn't a good phone, looking back at it, but it was still a phone nonetheless. I was able to use Instagram on it, watch YouTube videos on it, play mobile games on it. Most importantly, I was able to listen to music on it. I remember taking my older sister's old earbuds and use it for myself. This was around the time when my older sister had better headphones, so she didn't really need to use the old headphones no more or earbuds. So therefore I would use it. I remember using the earbuds to listen to music. These were like music like dubstep from NCS, rap songs from like Lil Prompt and A Boogie, and so on. At first, it was amazing. The sounds were so clear in my ear. I would hear every single beat compared to any speakers out there and whatnot. It was very enjoyable. Arguments would happen very often in my home. Then I would simply just put my earbuds in and listen to music. It was such a quick fix. I loved it. I was able to block out the negativity and clutter around myself and just escape and dial into another fixated world within my mind. I would do this every time whenever there was shouting, yelling, and whenever screaming would happen. But it then eventually started becoming more gradual as time went on. I wasn't just using them to get through the screaming and bickering in my household anymore, but it became something that I indulged in almost every aspect of my life. As soon as I woke up, brush my teeth, eat my breakfast, go to school, come back to school, while showering, while I would eat my dinner, and even moments before going to bed. It was not just something that I was doing for fun anymore, originally. It was not just to cope with the bad moments anymore, but it became a part of my daily life. Every second I spent listening to music was a second I was taken away from my real life and world around me. My immediate surroundings. It got so bad that I wouldn't even talk to my mom as frequently as I was just so busy listening to music. Music would drag me away from this mundane, boring, miserable world. It put me in this constant state of imaginary bliss. A perfect world in my head where everything played in my favor. While listening to music, I would imagine having all the nice cars, having all the pretty girls around me, being in constant party mode, always being stuck in a loop of entertainment and imagination. But no matter how many times I indulge in this imaginary world, no matter how many fantasies I would make up, no matter how many beautiful scenarios I would make up in my head, it was never enough. As soon as I take off my headphones, I would snap back to reality. It would hit me like a brick. Back to the mundane, boring, miserable world I constantly tried so hard to avoid and escape from. I remember every time I would stop listening to music, just a huge wave of emptiness would hit me. The days would go by faster. I wouldn't remember as much going on around me no more. Life felt like a blur. I was just stuck in my own head. And listening to music over and over again would just pull me deeper and deeper into that mental gutter that I was already so deep in. It's dragging me away from existence, making my already short life even shorter. No matter how many times I would escape mentally through music, no matter what beautiful scenarios I would play in my head, it never filled that void that I was trying to fulfill. As when I had enough of this fake imaginary world I kept indulging in, I promised myself I wouldn't listen to as much music no more. I would finally for once start going on walks and heading to my destination without headphones. It was very boring at first. Honestly, I hated it. But during that process, it made me more aware of my surroundings. I would see people on their phones, listening to music and bobbing their heads. People constantly checking on themselves, whether their makeup was put on properly. This was when it really hit me that these people are all living in their own fake little worlds. And they were not living the real world around them. That's when it came to a very deep realization of how much life I was thrown away by just constantly listening to music and escaping. I mean, no wonder why I felt so empty when I stopped listening to music. No wonder that void was never being fulfilled. No wonder why I was just so down and depressed all the time, constantly. Because you can't enjoy life by escaping life. You can only enjoy life by experiencing life. By really taking a step back and appreciating your surroundings around you. This world is such a big and fascinating place in nature, with so many types of people, places, cultures, but we make this beautiful world around us so mundane. because we think of more extremely unrealistic, perfect pictures in our heads. We put the mental suffering onto ourselves. I remember as a kid, the world being such a lovely place, so explorative, so intriguing. The world around you has never stopped being that place. You just got dragged away from it. And that's what music did for me. And we just have to tap back into it, of course. As that little kid inside of us that always loved doing new things, that loved exploring new things, experiencing new activities around, has never truly left. And I'm glad to finally start reverting back to my original core, as you should too. The next time you catch yourself listening to music, just stop and take a step back. Are you imagining? Are you escaping? If so, for what cause? Because if you really dig deep, your issues stem from somewhere. As for mine, it was because of the bad situations that I'll try to cope from. There's hope. It's not too late. Just take one step at a time to appreciate the world around you and revert yourself back to your true inner self. Please comment and subscribe. Share this video with someone who you may think can benefit off of this video. If I can help one person, just one person through this video, then my purpose of making this video has been met. Stay blessed and peace out.